Hey guys, Antkiller here, bringing you Honest Take Episode 1. This is a series that I want to start about just game reviews of the newest games coming out and kind of my take on them. Today's take will be on Arc Raiders, specifically the open beta playtest that I just played over the last weekend. Arc Raiders does come out October 30th. A little bit about who I am though before we jump into this review. My name's Antkiller, been gaming since I was a kid. My whole family is a bunch of gamers. Growing up, we played Baldur's Gate, Champions of Norath, World of Warcraft. That was the biggest one, especially around that classic to Wrath of the Lich King era. Still to this day, you'll catch me on classic. But yeah, gaming has been something that throughout my life has been always a big part and something that I like to share with people. I stream over at Twitch and been doing that since about 2012. And you'll catch me over there playing, well, Arc Raiders. Turning over to the actual game review now, getting started, initial impressions. This game is fantastic. It runs smooth. There's no bugs. I was able to group up with people instantly, squad fill. The great feature about this game actually is like you keep your squads even after the game, and you kind of have to like opt out of not having the squad instead of kind of, oh, we got to group up, find each other, add each other if we want to play some more. We're kind of just jumping right back in, and hey, if you don't like your group, you just press Q and you leave. But overall, the gunplay, the only kind of, I say, gripe I have with the game is the drones are kind of crazy. And I know there are options of like Hornet drivers, Wasp drivers, and other things in the game to kind of help you fight these drones, but sometimes you can get caught lacking pretty quick, which does give that high risk, high reward factor to this game, which is nice. But sometimes whenever you have a team or two fighting and then a little drone action too, it can get real crazy real fast. Going into that risk reward factor more, you kind of get that sense of Tarkov heavy. And it is an extraction shooter, so it does make sense. You know, we're pulling from the same thing. But where this game excels is not only the movement, but the ability of, okay, yeah, I lost like 10 times in a row. I'm broke. Free loadout. Ooh, that free loadout went out wrong. Okay, another one. And that kind of in Tarkov where you're kind of waiting, I think it's like 20 minutes or so until you get your new guy. And I don't know if they've changed that, but this was my experience from, I think even a year ago playing Tarkov. But this game lights that fire and kind of brings a freshness to this category, which I feel like competition's always great. So kind of see how Tarkov responds to a game like this. I know it's kind of early to say, but I really have high hopes for this game. Most other streamers or videos I watched, a lot of people have very similar opinions in the sense of this game's just good. And it's good enough to where I got up to my mic and I wanted to make a YouTube video about it because I really do feel like the more eyes on this game, the better, even if it's just like an extra 10 to 20. But, everything helps. And then kind of going into that, though, is the cost. The game's going to be $39.99, which is a very, very competitive, especially in a sea of $70 and $80 games. A good, nice $40 price tag. And it's a game that looks like it's deep with content. You only get one map whenever you were playing the open test, which is okay. And that one map, it had a ton of looting spots, a ton of different places, and even that one map felt different in different spots, which was good. I can tell from there that these other, I think, 6 zones that will be accessed on release, they're probably going to be really nice too. And just kind of going back to that no bugs and polished feel, I really do think that will carry over to the other maps. These developers, they've earned my trust. These are the same people who've made the finals. And although the finals wasn't the craziest game of all time, I feel like the devs from that team definitely learned from their mistakes, but they also leaned into what they feel like works. And that can be seen here in Arc Raiders. And this really creates that atmosphere, that vibe. You kind of feel a little immersed into where you're playing. Kind of gives you a little, I don't know, like a Star Wars-y feel mixed with like an Apex Legends, and it's with that Tarkov extraction, like it's a really good mix of a lot of games making a very fun video game. And in today's time, I feel like everybody's just chasing cosmetics and And even though loot boxes get banned in Europe, you still see them creep their way through in every single game, and just all this just microtransaction slop. And it's a lot of games nowadays are that. But this game is just a video game, and you may not be an extraction person, so this game may not be for you. So I might not recommend it for you. But if you are a third-person shooter enjoyer, and you do like extraction shooters, and you like your game to have nice movement and just be fun, then this is the game for you. This is where I feel like you're probably going to get the best bang for your buck, coming in at that $39.99 price tag. And I can see those $40 making you happy for a really long time. Like, unless this game comes out and the crafting system just ends up being so repetitive and boring and just unfun, but from what's there, and kind of like you being able to upgrade your Scrappy, your little chicken that gives you your scrap, like you being able to expand the benches and like start making gun benches and better healing benches and options for more benches that like when the game drops, and like that stuff that kind of really does get me excited. And I'm not even really a big crafter, but it seems like the game wants you finding these resources and kind of encourages the scavenging without punishing you too hard, because they do have the traders with money. So even if crafting isn't 100% your thing, if you get a couple good loadouts, a couple good loots, and you might get a nice payday, and you can just buy your stuff instead of crafting it. But that being said, though, I do highly recommend that if you do pick this game up, that you should, in fact, lean heavy into that crafting system. It seems like one of those things that will only help you further if you get unlucky, have a bad couple of runs. You can just craft yourself a full loadout really quick and just hop right back into it. And that's kind of where I'm stressing. The most important part to me is the game allows you to have fun as quickly as possible. Like if you, the free loadout, the crafting system, you can craft stuff so quick to kind of fill the holes in the gap of your loadout, so you have a nice loadout going in. That being said, I could see that kind of as the game goes on, you might be fighting some really looted out people a lot. But then you also get all that loot for when you do kill them. So that's where I can see this game just kind of being that endless cycle of fun, looting, shooting, and extracting. And that's where I go with this video, and that's kind of where I'm going to leave the video off too, is that yes, you should buy this game. Yes, you should be excited about this game. If this is your first time hearing about this game, then, well, I'm kind of envy you, because you're in for a really good ride. And I think we're all going to be in for a really good ride in the next 9 days, because I'm getting this game day one. You'll probably see some videos on the YouTube. Definitely you'll see the streams over on Twitch. But thank you guys for taking a second to listen to this, and have a great day.